Beijing has passed a new law that grants protection to medical whistleblowers. Quote-unquote non-malicious medical whistleblowers seeking to reveal more information on developing public health emergencies will now be given certain protections under this new law. Note those words. The medical whistleblowers with non-malicious intent will be protected. Let's tell you more about the timing of the move. Public outrage has been mounting over the death of Chinese doctor Li Wenliang due to COVID-19. The pressure has been increasing on Beijing. The doctor, remember, attempted to warn the authorities about the new infection, but he was instead reprimanded for quote-unquote spreading rumors. Other medical whistleblowers in Wuhan later told the Chinese media they were punished by the government officials for discussing the outbreak without permission from their superiors. This new law came into effect on Friday. What does it say? It states that anyone whose tip-offs are later verified would be rewarded and they would not face any penalties. But at the same time, the regulations do not cover anyone fabricating or deliberately disseminating false information about developing public health emergencies, according to a government notice on Saturday. Now, how the law gets implemented remains to be seen. And earlier, we spoke to Andrew K.P. Leong, international and independent strategist from Hong Kong, on this new law and the impact it would have.
Well, because when the first whistleblower broke news about the potential danger of this virus, he was severely punished and held back by the local authorities. That was in the early days. That was virtually in December 2019. But then eventually this whistleblower died, and then the whole truth came to the views of the public, and it caused a huge uproar, saying that the government shouldn't cram down on this whistleblower. And in fact, this episode fed into the kind of rhetoric that China is unleashing this virus to the world and suppressing the information deliberately. So I think that the Communist Party has learned a big lesson, because one of the main challenges of President Xi is to continue to enhance the legitimacy of the Communist Party. Of course, the Chinese people, the majority, hugely supportive of the government. In fact, according to the Harvard Kennedy School, is one of the very few governments which have such high level of support. But nevertheless, this episode, this punishing the early whistleblower, is a huge blow to the credibility of the Communist Party, and hence this new law. I think that in the beginning, the lower party cadres are likely to have to struggle, because according to the old kind of rules in the Communist Party, anyone spreading false information could be severely punished. But when this virus first came to the scene, there was a lot of things unknown about this virus. So releasing the information runs the risk of being accused of spreading false information. Now, I think that the cadres of the Communist Party and the various officials have got to learn how to follow this new rule. The intention, of course, is to enhance legitimacy of the Communist Party. But on the other hand, lower officials are very wary of protecting their positions. Well, because the initial response was under the new regulations, which again forbid any kind of information unless it's 100% verified and approved by the powers higher up, and hence the suppression of this whistleblower. But from experience, it could be a very, very important message to the community and to the government, as was learned from this experience of the coronavirus. And so this new law obviously is a good thing because I think that is the right way to go for the Communist Party to improve its governance. But as I said, because of these old rules, a lot of the lower cadres have got to learn how to follow this new rule, but how to protect their own positions. Because then, if you're not careful, you be caught of spreading false information.